And when you are in a state of lacking, you will hold on to things for dear life. You may hold on to people, you may hold on to situations. You will notice that you will try to control or manipulate things to stay a certain way so you can feel comfortable. And you will then hold on to people or situations that are no longer for you or healthy for you, because you're holding on to the dream of what they could be, or you're holding on to what they once were. So when you're in a healthier place, you won't struggle with that abandonment as much, and you won't struggle with needing to hold on to things. You will be able to say, okay, this is not for me. I'm okay if this person no longer wants to be in my life. I'm okay if this person decides to mistreat me. I'm okay with letting them go. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Missy, and today I thought we would talk about signs that show you are genuinely happy and you are healing. In my videos, I've talked about healing is a journey. It's not a destination. You don't just one day do all the work and you're all of a sudden healed. Your brain is developed as a child, and traumas happen and they form neural pathways in your brain. So it's not something that will ever 100% go away. It's a part of your development from childhood, but your neural pathways can, the ones that have a lot of trauma memories, they can weaken, and you can strengthen other neural pathways. And the neural pathways that are geared more towards healthier thinking patterns and healthier ways to cope with things. And then when it comes to happiness, again, you can't base things on wanting to constantly be happy. I always tell people, my clients, don't make your goal to be happy, because happiness is not a constant. It is something that, comes and goes. So you don't want to base your goal and what you want on how happy you are. If you smile and you convince yourself you're happy, you can be happy in that moment. It's not about being happy. It's about being detached and being content with what you have and where you're at. And generally, we're pretty happy when we feel like we're in a better place and we love ourselves and we have higher self-worth. Here are some signs that show that you are in a happier, healing place and you're on the right journey of making healthy decisions for yourself and being in a healthier place than you have in the past. So the first sign is that you can sit with your emotions. This one's huge. A lot of us want to run away from our emotions constantly. We can be scared of our emotions because we didn't learn how to cope with our emotions. We may have been taught to feel shame about our emotions, and no one wants to be in a dark place. So a lot of us will find other coping mechanisms so that way we don't have to be with our emotions when we're not on our healing journey. So you may have went out a lot. You may have made sure that you were never really alone. You may have drank a lot. You may have numbed yourself. Like, we have so many different coping mechanisms. You may have been very angry because that's a way to cope, so that way you don't have to feel like sadness or hurt. But when you're healing, you are able to just sit with those emotions and be like, I acknowledge, because a lot of us will suppress and not realize what we're feeling until it comes out in other ways. But you will be able to sit and acknowledge, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling hurt, I'm scared, I'm frustrated, I'm anxious. You're able to be with that emotion and just genuinely sit with it and be okay with being uncomfortable. And you are able to soothe yourself, and you're able to comfort yourself and love yourself through that moment, and know that you got you and you can trust yourself and you're gonna be okay. And it's a moment in time that you just need to experience this emotion, because you can't always just fix things. Sometimes it's just being with an emotion and you're okay with it. You don't try to run or hide or use your old unhealthy coping mechanisms. The next one is you have compassion, not only for yourself but for others. When you're in a dark place, it's really hard to have understanding for other people's pains, and also wanting to show that empathy to them. When it's hard to do that when you're in pain. So when you're in a healing journey, you're in a healthier place where you're able to be compassionate towards yourself, of being understanding. And it's not about making excuses. It's about seeing where you come from and why you did the thing that you did, and being able to accept it and give yourself the love or whatever it is. Instead of shaming yourself, you're able to give yourself exactly what you need in that moment. It's forgiveness, it's also taking accountability, and it's being able to make amends if something did go wrong, or being understanding and being like, oh, I messed up, this is how I can move on from the future. So you're able to do that with yourself, but you're also able to do that with other people. You're able to see where they come from. You're less judgmental, you're less harsh with others, and you can come from a loving place of being like, you know what, that person is human and they messed up, and I could understand why they may have done what they did, and I've been there before, or I, know what it's like to be in a dark place and they're just not doing okay. So you're able to be compassionate towards that person as well. It's beneficial for you to be compassionate, one, because you're able to not shame yourself and not feel so low about yourself, and you're able to love yourself. And also it helps when it's the people around you, because you're less resentful and you're less angry towards others, and you're able to move forward and move along. And it doesn't mean make excuses for other people, it just means you're able to see where they're coming from and then make a decision. Oh, I want to maybe set boundaries with this person or cut them off, or I can be understanding in this moment and not hold it against them. Compassion doesn't mean that you're weak or that you make excuses for others. It means that you can understand why they are the way they are, and you can be loving towards them. The next one is living with limited ego. So we need some type of healthy ego. Having a healthy ego means that we care about ourselves and we make ourselves matter. So if you had no ego at all, you would sacrifice yourself and you would just not take care of yourself. It would be a bad place if you have absolutely no ego. Having healthy ego is where we want to be. But when you have a big ego, it means you come from a place of insecurity. And that's where a lot of people's shame lies. It's where a lot of people's self-hatred lies. It's a lot where people's jealousy lies. It's where their deep pains and traumas lie. Ego comes to protect you, and it's like a shell to protect you from experiencing that. And then it projects onto others, and it comes out in unhealthy ways. Through your behaviors and the way you treat other people and the way you treat yourself. So when you have limited ego, when you have more of that healthy ego, you're less likely to be passive aggressive, you're less likely to be jealous and try to hurt other people. You're able to be happy for other people, and you're able to be excited for what's to come for other people, rather than you're able to celebrate other people rather than trying to persuade people and come from a hurtful place. And you're more likely to be less defensive. You're able to take criticism better. You don't think everyone's out to get you or attack you. You don't come from a place of always being a victim. You're able to, if someone is being nasty to you, you don't take it personally, because you see, okay, that's a them problem, it's not a me problem. I don't need to be insecure about this person's issues. The next is you're able to practice gratitude. Practicing gratitude is something that's talked about a lot, but a lot of us don't take the time to think about what we're genuinely grateful. We don't think oh, I'm so grateful for X, Y, and Z. We may say it, but we don't truly sit and feel it. And it's because we're in a time with social media and we're always keeping up with the Joneses, and we see a lot of what we don't have, especially if you live in a first world country, you're more likely to see what you don't have. And you get so focused on that it's hard to focus on what you genuinely truly have. And studies have constantly shown that the more you focus on what you have and you are grateful for those things, the happier you will be, which that makes sense. So when you're in a happier, healing place, you're human. You're going to still think about things that you don't have, and you're still going to want to accomplish things, but at the end of the day, you're able to truly sit and feel grateful for healthy water and your loved ones and the things that you have, maybe job or having security, having good mental health. You're able to sit and really truly feel that. So no matter what, at the end of the day, and even in the beginning of the day, it's always so helpful to sit and think about the things that you are so grateful for. And even if you have 99 reasons to complain, think about the one reason you don't. And you will notice you feel so much more relief, and you feel like you have something to look forward to, or you have something to hold on to in your dark moments. The next is acceptance of self and others. Now this is a tricky one. I feel like a lot of us struggle with acceptance because a lot of us think acceptance means that you can't change or grow if you accept something, and that's not true at all. Acceptance means you understand are okay with the way things are, the reality is now. And when you accept reality now, then you can make realistic goals for yourself and maybe let go of things that you had hoped for and dreamed of that aren't possible. For instance, let's say that you are a 50-year-old woman and you never had kids and you really wanted kids. You may not be able to have them yourself, but that's the reality, but you can still adopt. You can still, maybe if you don't want to adopt, you can involve yourself volunteering with children, you know, doing things like that. So it's a realistic goal that you can do, but also accepting the reality that you can have children of your own. So that's what acceptance is. It's not liking what's happening. It's being okay and understanding that this is a reality. And what acceptance feels like is it's a calm feeling. It's just like, okay, that's the way it is. Same way that you accept that you're going to wake up and have to live another day. That's a type of acceptance. Like, this is what's in store for me. So when you are on your healing journey and you are in a happier, healthier place, you are in a place where you accept more things and you notice that you don't from a place of lacking, but you come from a place of having fulfillment, and you're more fulfilled emotionally and financially or other places, even socially. The next is pursuit of growth. So what that means is that you are in a state where you are constantly trying to pursue growing as a person. Now, here's what's tricky. You don't want to be in a place where you never accept yourself. Like we talked about before, you are in a place of acceptance. It's not about that. It's about you look forward to growing and changing as a person rather than being like, oh, what's wrong with me? I gotta do X, Y, and Z. No, it's a place of like, oh, today's a new day. Oh, I'm learning about this new thing and I can't wait to grow in this aspect. It's like I said, it's a looking forward rather than looking back and seeing what you need to change. There is a time in your life, especially when you're in the depths of hell, when you do need to look from your past and your past mistakes and see where you need to change, because there's areas of your life that are lacking. Like, you don't like yourself, you maybe don't have a good emotional circle, financially you're screwed. Like, there's different areas of your life, maybe you're not growing in your life at all, with your hobbies or whatever it is. So that is a time, like when things are in the gutter, that you do need to look back and see what are you doing wrong. But when you're in that state of growing and changing and you're out of that hole of hell, then you're now in a state of I'm pursuing to grow, and like I said, looking forward to change, not looking back. And it's not in a state of seeing how you need to change yourself. It's seeing that there are things to look forward to and that you want to continue to pursue. The next is you get triggered less. With triggers, it doesn't mean that all triggers are going to go away. If you're wondering about how to manage your triggers, I highly recommend checking out my video that I will leave right here, about how to get people to stop triggering you. So with triggers are just an emotional response, a high emotional response to an event or a person or a situation. And it's a trauma response from something that has happened in your past that has traumatized you. Trauma is it's individual to each person. So what may be traumatic to someone will not be traumatic to someone else. It's all about how you process it that causes trauma. Now, when you're in a bad place, you will get triggered a lot, and you will expect other people to not trigger you, and you may avoid your triggers, and you're just in a bad place. When you're in a happier, healthier place where you maybe expose yourself to your triggers or you manage your triggers in a better way, then you'll notice that you don't get triggered as often as you got triggered. You notice with your insecurities, they may not be as intense, and you may not have to avoid or leave situations as much as you used to. You notice there's a hole is healing inside of you. So you'll notice you'll have less emotional reactions. You will feel like you need to avoid things less. You will notice you will have less anger towards situations. You will be less emotionally dysregulated. You will notice that maybe you used to not be able to listen to country music, and now you can hear country music and you don't feel like you need to cover your ears and run out screaming. You'll notice these little changes. Now, does that mean you'll never get triggered? No, there's some things that you may still have a long road to recover from it because it's been so traumatic, or there's just certain things that you may just need to stay away from more. For instance, maybe violent shows on TV, something I completely stay away from because it doesn't benefit me in any sort of way. It actually hurts me. I wind up thinking about it for long periods of time. I feel it. It hurts. Like, I don't need to be around that. So I don't. So there's going to be certain situations where it's not about like putting in your brain that you should not be around it. It's that I choose to not be around this because it doesn't benefit me and it doesn't align with my values or my morals, so I don't want to be around it. And remember, it's no one's job to not trigger you. It's your job to handle your own triggers. The next thing is you will have more of an ability to let go. So when you are in a state of lacking, you will hold on to things for dear life. You may hold on to people, you may hold on to situations. You will notice that you will try to control or manipulate things to stay a certain way so you can feel comfortable. And you will then hold on to people or situations that are no longer for you or healthy for you because you're holding on to the dream of what they could be, or you're holding on to what they once were. So when you're in a healthier place, you won't struggle with that abandonment as much, and you won't struggle with needing to hold on to things. You will be able to say, okay, this is not for me. I'm okay if this person no longer wants to be in my life. I'm okay if this person decides to mistreat me. I'm okay with letting them go. I'm okay with this situation not working out for me because it's already not, and I'm just holding on to something that is dead. So you will be able to let go because you're detaching from hoping what it could be, and you're accepting what it is. And you don't need these things to be okay. A lot of times we hold on to things because we feel like we need them to be okay or to survive. But when you have the ability to let go of things and trying to control how they turn out, those things can't control you, and you will then open the doorways for things that will benefit you and for people that truly do like you and align with your morals and values. And the last is you practice self-care. In childhood, a lot of times we're taught how to take care of ourselves or how to not take care of ourselves. So if you grew up in an environment where you're taught that it's selfish to take care of yourself or to like yourself or to praise yourself, or you were taught that you had to take care of everyone before yourself, you won't know how to take care of yourself. You won't know your own needs. And so you grow up constantly being selfless and constantly giving to the point where you're drained and you're sick and you're not okay mentally or physically. When you are in a healthier, happier place, you are able to see when things hurt you, especially when it comes to giving. You will be able to have boundaries and say no, and you will be able to give yourself things. You'll be able to do face skin care. You'll be able to buy yourself clothes. You'll be able to eat healthy. You're able to put love into yourself the same way you've put love into so many other people, because you're coming, again, not from a place of lacking, but from a place of fulfillment where you love yourself and you know your worth, and you really care about what happens to you. When you care what happens to you, you truly do start putting yourself first. And it's different from selfishness. Selfishness is constantly taking and not thinking of other people. When you take care of yourself, it's not that you're not thinking of other people, it's that you're putting yourself first and attending to you before you can cater to anyone else in your life. When you're good, you can help other people. You can't help out of an empty cup. You can't fill other people's cup with an empty cup. So your cup needs to be filled and good before you're able to be a good friend, a good partner, a good parent to the people around you. So these are some signs that show that you have more love for yourself and you are coming from a healing place and you are in a happier place. Sometimes it's hard to see the little changes or the little growth in yourself. So this video can help you see, you know what? Looking back, this is where I was and this is where I am now, and I am able to love myself more, and I do have more, I do care about myself more, and I do have more self-worth. So what do you guys think? Leave it on the comments below. And please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with someone that you think may need it. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye guys. What do you guys think? I don't know how this coloring is coming out because I didn't have my laptop to see, but I hope that this is good. Should I do more car videos? Are we liking the lighting with car? Are we liking the lighting with the car? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Hot as hell. It's like 500 degrees. I hope no one is staring at me as I am in my car talking to nobody. That person's driving with their car open. I wish I just got that reaction. I just stepped on the gas really hard, and thank God the car isn't parked, because it would be called missing the no life in your physical life as well.